Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Bobby King. I am from Middle East. Welcome back on my channel. I hope you are fine there. God give you more happiness for you all. You live always happy there. Your one-stop destination for all things related to the Iraqi dinar. As you know in my videos, I try my level best to give you the most recent update of Iraqi dinar. Please don't forget hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Watch complete video for support me, share and like also. Let's start to the latest update about the Iraqi dinar.
In the dusty archives of global finance, few stories are as tragic, and as potentially redemptive, as that of the Iraqi dinar. Once trading at a proud $3.22 to the US dollar, the currency has spent the last 2 decades shackled to instability, conflict, and a narrative of collapse. But today, in the shadows of war-torn headlines and global skepticism, there is a quiet, growing conviction: the dinar is wildly undervalued. And what's coming may just be one of the most shocking economic reversals in modern history. The $3.22 myth, or mathematical reality? Rewind to the early 1980s. Iraq's dinar was not only stable, it was strong. Pegged at $3.22 United States cents, it reflected a nation flush with oil wealth, commanding global attention and regional influence. Skeptics might say it was artificially inflated, but the fundamentals were there: oil exports, low debt, and strong foreign currency reserves. Fast forward to today, and that same currency, now trading at fractions of a cent, is seen by many as little more than a lost cause. But what if that's wrong? What if, behind the scenes, Iraq is sitting on a currency time bomb, set to detonate not in collapse, but in explosive growth? $16 trillion hiding in plain sight. Most people only think of oil when they think of Iraq. That's a costly oversight. According to geological surveys and international studies, Iraq is sitting on approximately $16 trillion worth of untapped natural resources, including phosphates, sulfur, natural gas, gold, and rare earth minerals. These are not speculative assets. These are tangible, mineable, and exportable riches that the world economy is increasingly desperate for. In an age of green energy and fertilizer shortages, Iraq's phosphate reserves, among the largest in the world, could alone re-anchor the nation's economy. Layer on the gold and sulfur and the economic model shifts dramatically. We are no longer looking at a war-ravaged country dependent on oil. We're looking at a potential resource powerhouse, grossly undervalued and largely ignored. The real effective exchange rate isn't fiction. Currencies are not just about sentiment. They're grounded in something economists call the real effective exchange rate, a measure of a country's currency value relative to its exports, imports, inflation, and productivity. And here's where it gets shocking. Iraq's historical rear in the early 2000s supported the $3.22 valuation. Even under sanctions, even under conflict, the math added up. And now? That same math, if not more compelling, suggests that a reinstatement of even a fraction of that rate would be entirely supportable. Why? Because unlike 20 years ago, Iraq's natural resource base is larger, its oil production more sophisticated, and its regional influence slowly re-emerging. The market has priced Iraq as a failed state. But the numbers quietly insist it's anything but. What's holding it back? Corruption, geopolitics, fear. The usual culprits. For years, the Central Bank of Iraq has maintained an artificially low exchange rate, partly to encourage foreign investment, partly to keep domestic inflation under control, and partly out of a fear of what rapid revaluation might trigger in such a fragile economy. But this fear may be fading. In recent months, Iraq has undertaken significant monetary reforms, including tighter control over dollar smuggling, aligning more closely with international financial standards, and initiating sovereign wealth fund discussions. These are not random bureaucratic moves. These are the subtle steps taken by countries preparing for economic recalibration. Hope where few expect it for the Iraqi people. This isn't just about exchange rates, it's about dignity. A currency is more than a medium of exchange. It's a symbol of national identity, of trust, of sovereignty. For 2 decades, the people of Iraq have had to watch their money, once strong and respected, reduced to almost nothing. They've paid for bread in bricks of cash. They've seen their savings dissolve with a single stroke of inflation. And yet, they endure. Quietly, firmly, the Iraqi economy is changing. Power is returning to state institutions. Foreign investors, from China to the Gulf, are creeping back. Oil revenues are steady and exploration deals for other minerals are underway. Hope, it seems, is no longer a fantasy. It's forming, slowly, invisibly, beneath the surface of a battered but unbroken nation. The shock to come? What happens if Iraq repegs its currency? What happens if the dinar is allowed to rise to even $1, let alone $3? The global economic ripple could be massive. Trillions in revalued assets. A regional power reset. And, perhaps, the largest foreign exchange shock of the 21st century. For now, the world isn't paying attention. But the math is there. The resources are there. And most importantly, the will seems to be returning. If you're 100% convinced the dinar is undervalued, you might not be crazy. You might just be early. And if history has shown us anything, it's that early often becomes legendary. In the end, I want to ask all my friends watching to stay positive and patient, because patience truly is the key to success. Please subscribe to my channel and show your support. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Thank you so much.